So I'm here in China, and I just wanted to show you guys, this is my beach board that I got from the factory. Yes, I took privilege and took a board. It's for science though, so it's okay. So a lot of people, well, not a lot, but some people have been complaining that these screws that come with the board are kind of antique, weathered. That was intended, but they're not that pretty, or maybe you don't like the way they're cut or how they sit on the board, or I don't know, something. Here, I'll show you this line here. You see this one lines up great, which is fine. But maybe you don't like that and you want to change that. So if you order from us online, we have these rubber screw sets. And these are intended for our standard boards, but you can use them for the premium boards if you don't mind doing a little modification. So the first thing you need to do is remove these screws, obviously. They're not, they have a, I don't know if you can see it from this angle, but there's a 4-sided hex to them. I don't have one of those personally, but I do have a small flathead screwdriver. So I'm going to put that in here and just gently twist to twist those off. They come out pretty easily. You can see how that works. I'll do another one here. Hopefully they all come off. I haven't tried this in advance. Oh, this one's in tight. Ah, there we go. Okay, it's on. So you want to remove these. And what you'll notice when you remove these is that these have been put in. Basically, they did a little lead hole and they just screwed the junk out of them. And there's a little bit of a bulging or cracking there. You can see that. What I want to do is with these, I took one of these out and I cut it as straight as I could here to make this about a 1/3 of an inch, I'd say. Maybe 1/2 an inch is fine. But you can see the problem is that this is much bigger than that hole there. So what I need to do is I have various screw drill sizes, and I just kind of felt this versus this and found the one that's just a little bit smaller. The size of these is 20 pound, which is a 1/4 inch across. 1/4 inches, I think, is about 0.6 millimeters. Anyway, I just basically felt this versus that to feel, you can see head on here, it's just a little bit smaller. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this in my drill, and I'm going to drill these holes down about 1/2 an inch, or even 1/3 of an inch is fine. You don't want to go all the way through the board, obviously. The board itself is about 1/2 an inch thick, so you still have the base, which is also another 1/2 inch, I'd say. So you probably have some leeway here. But I'm just going to put this into the drill and drill these holes out. Take all those off and put those holes out. And I'll come back and show you what that looks like once I've done that. So I took the board outside to do this. You see I'm outside here. And there's some construction going on over here, so ignore the extra sounds. You can see I've drilled those all out, about 1/3 of an inch deep. And I actually put the first screw in before I drilled the other ones to make sure that the width of this drill bit was correct. And it went in just right. So this, I think 0.6 millimeters is what this is, if I'm guessing. But you can see I've got a bunch of sawdust there. I would say make sure you apply constant pressure, make sure it's going in straight, and don't go too far down. Obviously, that's important. Let's just look on the back. You can see I didn't drill any holes out of the back. That's kind of important. You don't want to have holes sticking through. It looks kind of ugly. Not that it's the end of the world if you do, but I'm going to blow this off and then show you the screws. So giving you a close-up of how those look. You can see I drilled them out as best I could. You'll notice that there is some chipping on these. You see that? Kind of chipping away. That one here looks especially bad. But once you get the rubber on them, it's going to cover that. I'll show you how that looks when we install them. So I have that first screw, and I have that first set of rubber that I cut. And I want to make them as even as I can, so I'm going to use this as a gauge to cut those into equal pieces. I need 8 of those, and you can see we have plenty of rubber here. So if I get one, you can see this one's not exactly straight on one side, but you want to get them as straight as you can. It'll cover a lot of that once you get them installed, but I'll show you how that works. You can see I've now cut 8 pieces of rubber. They look pretty much the same size. I'm going to put them on these 8 screws and show you how that looks next, and we'll put them on here. Now you can see I put the 8 screws on. You can see they all look pretty uniform. If you look at the amount of tips showing out, I'd say this third one up is maybe a little longer, but not by much. And you can see I still have a bunch of extra. So if I didn't cut one right, or I feel like this last one here is a little off. I don't know if you can tell from the video, but you can see it's a little bit not quite straight, 90-degree cut on the end. We'll see how they look when I get them installed if I want to do that. But I'm just going to take the same screwdriver I used and stick them in these holes. Okay, so I'm going to put these in. Just going to stick it on the top here and then just gently screw it in as we go. The main thing is to get it straight as you start, and then the lead will take it in. And just stick it in like that. There we go. I'm just going to push it in until it starts to meet a little resistance on the rubber. Okay, next one. Stick it in. Actually, I think I can do this by hand to start. It's pretty perfect. So I don't want to scrape it off. Sorry, I have a little bit of a shaky hand, of course, since I'm doing it on video. There we go. Oh no. Right. Okay, so that is now completed. I just finished that. See how that looks? There you go. I do have a little bit of chipping on this side. I just need to brush that out so that comes off. There you go, like that. I did see a little bit of chipping. Again, it's not going to affect gameplay, but that one does have a tiny chip. Maybe somebody can explain to me how that happened or why. I have a brand new drill bit. This one also has a tiny chip there. Again, it's not going to affect gameplay. The board still looks amazing and functional. You'll have to judge for yourself if you think it's worth bothering with the screws to trade it in for a different set. You can also get your own screws and do your own thing, but this is the ones we offer. So if you order a set of these rubber screw sets, these are the brass ones off our website. This is what you can do to your ELITE board, just so you guys know.